to another episode of Telehealth Tuesday. This is your go-to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm Dr. Michael Bookhardt, your host, and today, I know we say this every week, but we have a very, very special episode lined up just for you. Sorry that we're getting started a little bit late. We've got a power-packed episode here. We've got some amazing gentlemen that they're in the back. They can't wait to get going. Let's see. I've got a couple here. We've got four of us on here, so this is a little bit different show for today. We want Mr. Tyler to see if he can come back on. I think his camera went off, and we've got an amazing cast for you again. We've got Dr. Clayton Barksdale, who's also my fraternity brother, who's an exciting young man. He's going to tell you all about what he's got going on. We got Mr. Tyler Hobson. We've got Mr. Amos, famous Amos, one of my favorite guys to watch on Instagram, who's going to be in the play that's created by Dr. Barksdale. And so again, you don't want to miss it, but I'll let them tell you all about it. Now, look, I also want to let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms, including our YouTube channel, which is Dr. B TV. That's Dr. the word DOCTOR, the letter B, TV, and also our YouTube, also our Instagram channel, and also Facebook page, Dr. Michael Bookhardt, MD, MBA. So please make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe to help support this program. Now, just 1 second here. I'm going to try to get something there. We're going live on Instagram, and like we always have to do a little separate thing for Instagram. Just 1 second there. So we're live there. We're live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also LinkedIn. Okay, somebody's trying to get in there. Add to scene. Okay, there's Randy. He's back. Let's see here. We've got Randy's there, so we're just waiting for Mr. Famous Amos, the other man of the hour. Let's see. Let's 1 second. Get some folks to come on in. Okay. Yeah, I see you yeah. I don't know. Huh. Yeah, Tyler keeps getting logged out. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, I want to tell you guys about Dr. Clayton Barksdale while we're waiting for Tyler to come on back in. All right. Dr. Barksdale is a nationally recognized educator, author, and behavioral coach committed to helping children overcome the emotional trauma of fatherlessness. Through his groundbreaking work, he has developed the Stones to Statues curriculum, which is an evidence-based social and emotional learning program aligned with Cassell, you can correct me if I'm wrong, competencies that guide students through the emotional stages of grief and healing related to absent fathers. Dr. Barksdale is also the writer and producer of the acclaimed stage play, Mom, Where's Daddy?, which brings to life the psychological impact of fatherlessness while inspiring healing and hope. This play has been used as a PBIS-aligned intervention in schools and community events, opening powerful conversations around abandonment, resilience, and emotional wellness. So with over 15 years of experience in behavioral counseling, Dr. Barksdale has worked with hundreds of youth and families. His work combines storytelling, strategies, and culturally relevant content to empower students to reclaim their identity. So without further ado, I see him backstage. We're still waiting for Mr. Tyler to come on back in, but while we're waiting for him, without further ado, welcome Dr. Clayton Barksdale. Give it to him.
Hey, how you doing? I'm on stage. That's pretty nice. This is cool.
Yeah, good to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I feel good, man. It's good to be here. I got a question for you. Do you have a name for your audience, like the Bookharts or anything, or the B Crew, or what you call you folks?
Well, the surname was the Bookhardt, my personal family. But if you're talking about the audience, there's no telling who's on here, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The Bookharts. Okay, gotta make a name for them, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's messaging me. He's trying to I don't know if it gets getting kicked off. Let's try this. Hold on 1 second here. All right. So I'm gonna try to do it. We have to kind of kick him off, and then hopefully
Yeah.
come on back in. Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, man, tell us about you, man. Dr. Barksdale. Like while we're waiting for our other two guests to come on, tell
Mhm.
I read your bio, obviously, but tell us, is there anything else you want the audience to know about you, or what you're doing, man? Where you're from? You're a native Mississippian, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised in the Delta. But again, thanks for having me. On your show. I really appreciate it. But I've been teaching in the classroom in the school system for about 22 years now. Okay, and during that time, man, I noticed that a lot of my students and my children were raised in the same way that I was raised. When I was a child, and Randy know the story. He heard it so many times. But when I was a child, my father would call me up and say, "Hey, Clay, I'm going to come get you. Put your shoes on." I was
Mm-hmm.
8 years old, 10 years old. And like any old boy would, I was excited, happy. I run through the house. Mom, dad coming. My father stayed across town. Okay, I was raised in a single parent home. But I would get my bag, all my games and toys and everything, and I would go outside for him. And hours passed, and he wouldn't show up. So, you can imagine what kind of impact that would have on a child. Being constantly let down about his father. But when I started teaching at 21, I noticed that my students had the same story. Hey, Barksdale, this Easter, my dad coming, or this summertime, my dad coming to get me. You know, and after the break, I asked, "Hey, how was it?" "Oh, no, dad didn't come." And that story played out hundreds and hundreds of times over a 22-year career of fathers letting that child down. And I noticed when I became a principal, I noticed that those same students had father issues were also the ones that they got in trouble quite a bit. Like myself. I had anger issues and other issues. So I noticed that those same students had behavior issues. Okay. And it led me to write my first book called Mom, Where's Daddy? And this book kind of guides students through the process of being abandoned and rejected by their parents. And now, as you notice, Mike, we have so many children staying with grandma. You know,
Right.
so so not only are they being rejected by their mom, I'm sorry, by their dad, they're being rejected by their mom as well. You know, and in my research, I noticed that those kids are in the grieving process. Okay, and they
Mm-hmm.
bounce around, and they bounce from anger and depression. They kind of bounce around those two stages until they can heal. And oftentimes, they don't heal until they learn to forgive the parent who hurt them the most.
Mm. So, and you've been doing this for about 15 years, working around in this area, this type of
Yeah,
counseling.
I've been working with children for about 22 years. But when I studied for my dissertation, I studied the impact of fatherlessness on children, and it was then where I became an advocate, through my research.
And what made you so interested in this area? This is such a vital area, but what made you interested in this type of thing that affects so many families, especially Black families? What made you focus on this?
Man, it's a good question, man. So what happened was, I don't know why I did this, but when I was a teacher, I always asked my students, raise your hand if the whole class, raise your hand if you are being raised by your mom and dad. I was asked that question for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in my career, when I was teaching in Greenville, Mississippi, at Solomon, the entire class raised their hands to indicate that they were being raised by their parent and not by their father. And that just, and it was then it just did something to me, and I decided to make that the focus of my dissertation. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and and I've seen, through testimonies and through my research, that children they are crying out, and I believe that that's the reason we have so much anger and violence and other issues now that's plaguing our community, Black and white.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I'm trying to appreciate. Thank you for that answer. I'm trying to get. I don't know what's going on with Tyler. Say it's like you can. He's coming back in. So I
Yeah.
see a message saying it might just have to. I don't know if he's logging on his phone or not, but sometimes that gives you a little trouble. So we'll just keep. Let's see. We'll do one other thing here. We'll try to.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, okay. Let's try that. So, welcome to those that are just joining us. Again, we're sorry that we started a little bit late. It's a little more technical on this one because we've
Yeah.
got four. It's four of us on here this time, and we're waiting for Mr. Tyler Hobson, who's the director of Nostalgic Music, he's been on with us, and I think he's kind of getting kicked out, and so we're waiting for him to get back on, and we're going to talk all about Dr. Clayton Barksdale stage play.
Mhm.
And Mr. Tyler Hobson is the director, and then also one of the actors is the Mr. Amos Brazon, also known as Famous Amos So Funny on Instagram. And so we wanted to talk about different topics in our community, and not just in African American community, but talking about things such as fatherlessness, which is one of his focuses. And so he's written children's books on that. And so that's what we're trying to do. We want to talk about civic engagement, how to get folks involved, and how to better our lives just as people. So
Right.
again, welcome to another episode of Telehealth Tuesday. So while we're waiting on him to get back on, we want you all to know that this is open to questions, comments. So please feel free on any one of our platforms. If you've got a question, we'd love to hear from you. Okay. Yeah, Tyler, it looks like he's back on, but we just can't see you on the
Yeah.
video.
I see that.
Yeah, let's see. Um,
Are y'all able to hear me?
There he is.
okay, yeah, we can. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. He said he can do the audio. Okay, Tyler said he can do audio because he's got a lot going on right now, but he can. So you can hear us, Tyler.
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay, perfect. So he said he'll join us via audio. So Tyler, man, hey, look, without further ado, I'd love for you to tell us all about yourself, man, where you're from and what type of work you're doing, and how do you know Clayton Barksdale, all that good stuff, man. Let us know who you are.
Well, first of all, my name is Tyler Hobson. I'm a 10th grader at Meridian High School, which is located in Meridian, Mississippi. Um, Little things about me. I'm an actor. I've been acting from a young age. I'm a drum major in the high school band. Uh, I love music. I love music and theater and anything just to do with the arts in general. I love it. Now how I stumbled upon Dr. Barksdale. Uh, we performed this play last year at in Meridian at the Temple Theater, and he had asked Mr. Randy, the director of the show, to cast someone as Young Chance. And when Mr. Wayne had came to me about it, me and Dr. Barksdale like just automatically clicked immediately because
Okay, okay, we can see you there. Okay.
No, that's Randy. That's the director. Tyler was speaking. I think.
Oh, that was right. Oh, okay, we must
Yeah.
have. Oh, okay, okay. Let me see. Uh, I think we said it disconnected me. Okay. It said it got disconnected. So that means okay.
Yeah,
So
that's the problem I was running into.
we
It
do
keeps
have
it
five
keeps
five
calling
folks.
me off.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, Randy. Well, I was reading. Okay, I don't know why that was. Okay, so I guess that was Tyler that was on. So we'll have to get Tyler. So Tyler is one of the actors in the play as well. I don't know why Randy's. So Tyler.
okay, I'm back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, we got you right there.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with it, but if it disconnect me, I just try my best to push through.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, you were telling us. So yeah, you met Dr. Barstow, and you've been in. So how did the play do in Meridian?
In Meridian, we received great reviews. Like everybody that came to the show, whether it was from my family or people that I knew through our community, they generally came back and said that they loved it because this play is real life. Like the situation that's happening in the show with Chance having to go to, I don't want to spoil the show, but he's having to go to counseling because of an issue that he has with his father. And many members of the community connected with that because and that's a large issue that we have in the community. And someone also pointed out to me that, oh, this community, this situation happens a lot in the black community. Well, as you saw in the show, it isn't such a black or white thing. This
Thank
is
you.
happening worldwide.
There you go.
So this show really connected with every single member of the audience that came because it is a real powerful show.
Wow. So,
And
go ahead, Clay.
yeah, I want to add too, Mike, that the show, it's not negative by no means. I don't want to be negative towards any father, so it's not negative, but it does show the importance of fathers, and then it shows what happens if the father is not in the child's life. But it's not bashing nobody. It's not negative by no means. I think at the end of it, it's a really positive, uplifting play that people should come to receive some type of healing. But again, the end result is to forgive, is to forgive the person that hurt them. Whether it be a father or abandoned by your mom. I know it's geared towards fathers, but it can be anybody that had that should have raised you like a mom or dad.
Absolutely, man. I think that's fantastic work what you're doing, and um, I'd always tell people, man, it's really a shame. I said, of course, and we just had Mother's Day, so shout out to all the mothers out there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but that's something I feel like, especially in this community, we don't do enough of because although not all of us, for whatever various reasons, may not be in the household, but there's a lot of people that still want to be there to support their children, that
Mm-hmm.
do a lot for their children. I'm talking about the men. And so, unfortunately, society, the only time that you see African American men on TV and different things is if they're either wearing a dress or they're, that's not a dig on anybody, but I'm just saying they're either wearing a dress or they're in jail or
Mm-hmm.
they're being trifling. And so that's, we want to know that there's other people out there that do, men that do for their children that are pillars of the community. So I'm glad that, we can have positive conversation about that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add to Mike, just to show you how big it is, and to show you the emotional trauma surrounding this issue. Um, when Jesus Christ was dying on the cross, was he being crucified? One
Mhm.
of the last things that he said was, "Father, Father, where have you abandoned me?" And we have children as young as 6 years old, asking themselves the same question that Jesus Christ was as he died on the cross. Why have you forsaken me? And this is a question that these children they can't answer. Um, they can't answer this huge and critical question, which may lead to why so many children are on medication, why so many children are so angry, why they're so hostile. They can't fathom this level of abandonment, and they need people like me and you, and of course Tyler, to lead them through this process. And this play does just that, and lead them through the process of all the grief they're going through, because they can answer the same question that Jesus asked as he died on the cross. It's too big for them, and they need help. And this play is that. This play is help.
And Doc, if I might add to that,
Yeah, go ahead.
in the show, my character, Young Chance, you see where he's dealing with the emotional weight of his father not being in his life. So his mother is comforting him and saying, "Hey, God has placed, even though your father's not in your life, God has placed many men in your life to help you through this journey." And that's what I see at my school,
Mm.
at Meridian High School. Fathers not being in many people's lives at the school, but it's some male teachers who get up there and step up and become a father figure to some children.
That's
Yeah,
right. There you
absolutely.
go.
Absolutely. That's so important. And I'm glad you brought that up because there were people, I think I said it last episode or the one before where we talked about some folks in my hometown of Orlando, Florida, my home
Mm.
church. Mount Sinai SDA Church, and Brother Darren Green, Brother Elvis Epps were instrumental. Matter of fact, Dr. Epps he's a native Mississippi, and they were so instrumental, during that time. And it's either, regardless of whether your biological father is there or not in the household, it's so important to still have these other positive men in the community and in the church. And I think that's something we've gotten away from, is even, being in church. But those people that are pillars of the community that can show you what is a real man, because some of us, we don't have a frame of reference. We might not have seen it. And so
That's right. That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And now I want to add. Now Tyler, he's in the 10th grade, man. But as you can see, he's full of wisdom. Like he's a really, really, really wise young man. So don't let the age fool you.
Yeah, because I was surprised when he said it was in 10th grade. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I take my hat off to him. Yeah, we're hopefully, let's see. Todd, can you still hear us on there?
Yes, sir. I can see
Awesome.
y'all.
What are your plans, man, after you get out of high school? What are your plans from there for your career?
Dr. Barksdale, don't turn your face up when I say this, but I plan to go to the Alabama State University.
Nah. Yeah. Nah. He changed his mind about that, man. I know Randy be talking to you. I know Randy brainwashing y'all with that meridian. He changed your mind though. Yes, sir. But just we kind of hit some points up right quick that we missed. Um, we do need more mentoring programs, but not only do we need more, we need the ones that are effective. Because there are many programs that's running through schools. But how effective are they?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to kind of get back to, making sure that we have just some good quality men, going in and out of schools, and also to kind of come to the point of what Tyler said. Uh, the Bible does say that God, He is the father, to the fatherless. So even though your physical father may not be in your life, God being who He is, He's always there, through His Word.
That's
You know,
right. That's
and
correct.
and also, again, God being who He is, He will place other men in your life to teach you everything that you need to know, to become the man that you need to become. And that's what the play teaches. Even though your father may not be there, it may be an uncle, maybe a mom boyfriend, it may be a stepdad. It's gonna be, a father-in-law. It's gonna be somebody that He's gonna place in your life to teach you everything that you need to know. But sometimes, we get sidetracked and get so angry because our biological father wasn't there. But and oftentimes, we overlook the man that is there in our life. And so this play is it teaches the audience to look at who is in your life and who's not, and not, and don't focus on who's not in your life. It doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. And what's the title of the play?
Okay, so the play had two names. The first time we ran it, it was called Second Chance. Okay, but I went back. So now the play is named after my book. It's called Mom Where's Daddy. That's the name of the play.
Okay, so the same name as your book.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah, and let me add a couple more things too, because I don't want the audience to be upset with me. Um, Fathers aren't the cure all. Okay, to the issues that's in the world. Um, there are several types of fathers, around. Okay, number one, we got the deadbeat dad. That's one everybody knows. The deadbeat, the one who just come around. No, I'm sorry, the one who don't come around. The one who had the child, he just went ghost. That's called the deadbeat father. Nobody want to be him. But then we have other fathers who are at home, but they're not engaged. Okay, so they may just come home and then they disappear, and then not seen again until the next morning when they go on to work. Uh, then we have the father who is in prison or who's on a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they can't be involved in their child life because they're too busy working, or they in jail, or they in the military. So so we don't need just any kind of fathers. We need active and engaged, positive fathers in our children's life. And then I think we'll have children will have a higher chance to succeed if they have those kind of fathers, those active, engaged men involved in their life.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So not just that, but just those active, engaged men, you know, involved.
Absolutely. I'm I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to make sure that our Instagram audience can see, because we that one has to be on kind of a vertical, like a you know longitudinal kind of way that you can see all four of the squares. So
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if they can see us, but somebody was on our YouTube live saying that they can. Okay, they said yeah, they can see all. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Amos, he texts. Well, he called me. So he's trying to get in. I didn't answer because I was kind of talking to you.
Yeah. Did he get the link there?
Let me call. Hold on. Let me call him.
Okay, no problem at all. All right, Tyler, can you still hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm still here.
So you're going to go to Alabama State, you said.
Yes, sir.
What are you planning to take? You going to take up journalism, or what are you planning to?
I plan to go for music education. I want to be a band director. Uh, I eventually want to get my doctorate in it, so I can go back and teach at a university band, preferably at HBCU band.
Okay, man, that's awesome. So what instruments do you play?
I play saxophone.
Saxophone. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hold on one second. I think we may have to send a link to famous Amos there so he can join us. Not sure if it went to his email. Let's see. If we need to do that, we can. Uh, One second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let me make sure we got that right there. Three. Okay, that's correct. And okay, yeah. So yeah,
All
Clay.
right.
Yeah, I got all of his stuff. Did he get the link there?
He did. He logging in there. He was on
Oh,
a roll. He on a roll, man, doing something for Norfolk College.
okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
he busy guy, man. So
Oh no, I know he is, man. I know.
yeah, he gonna log in right quick.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. No
Hmm.
problem.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. What's your father? In your life?
Yeah, he definitely was there. He wasn't in the home itself,
Hmm.
but definitely right there in Orlando, Florida, at a medical practice, and he would come
Oh wow. Okay.
pick me up. Yeah, so he was definitely there, and definitely would take me around. I'd come to his office and see things, so I was exposed to the medical field at an early age, and so yeah, definitely he played a role there. Yeah.
So he's the one that planted the seed in your head to go to med school and everything.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't say that. I know a lot of people, they think that way. I
Yeah.
probably
Right.
had
Yeah.
some type of proclivity for it, but I actually, man, and it may be some kind of deeper genetic chromosomal thing or inheritance, but just on the surface, man, I love science. So I
Mm.
remember being 4 or 5 years old, and Elder Lewis Johnson at my church, he's a respiratory therapist, and he had a model of a heart. And
Mm.
I remember taking, like, kind of dissecting the chambers of the heart, the atria, the ventricles, and taking them apart and just being fascinated by that at 4 years old. And then I did a project in middle school at my church, the church school I was attending at Mount Sinai. And we were studying Egypt or something like that, and my project was to make a mummy. And everybody else was probably wrapping up dolls and different things, bandaging them up. And I actually took a lizard, I think a dead lizard or chameleon or something, man, and embalmed him and put
What?
cotton in there and wrapped it up. And yeah, and it was a lot. So
No, man. Hold on, there, man.
yeah, yeah. The school principal said, she said, this one, she says, Michael, this one actually feels like, spongy, like it is. I said, it is. It's a dead lizard. She said, ah, she screamed and said, so I got an A+ on that one.
Yeah, I hope you did. Yeah, I hope you did.
Yeah.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So he wasn't staying with you, but he was still active and present in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Right.
He was, he was around. Yeah.
And that's
Thank you for
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And and that's the point. Even though your father didn't stay with you, he was still active and engaged, in your life, and that's what
Yeah.
and that's what the play teaches. Because I know there are times, I had sessions, in the coaching sessions, man, where people, where students, they wanted their mom and dad, to get back together again, but it just wasn't going to happen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and as bad as they wanted it, it just wasn't going to happen.
Just like with them getting together and
Yeah,
everything.
right. Yes, sir. Right. Yeah. There's too much damage there. It's too much hurt there. So even though the relationship can't be repaired, there's still not a reason for the father to abandon his child.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're trying to teach, and that's what the play teaches.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I'm sending him another link thing there so we can see. But yeah, definitely, man. I think, and some of us, you might have wished that some things were different. And a lot of times, as a child, you don't understand why things are the way they are and different things like that.
Right.
But yeah, I think as long as the person or the child can still grow up healthy and see some sort of healthy relationship between the two.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it's kind of like you look at it, man. At one point, these two people loved each other; they were intimate with each other. They were all, and then it's like a couple with a bad marriage, and then now they're at odds and can't stand. But just a few years ago, y'all would loved each other and everything was. So it's kind of like what. How do we mend that stuff that goes on in between? That's just
Right.
such
And
a
and children, being a doctor, I'm pretty sure you know this as well. But children, they are really, really selfish. Meaning that if something happened bad within the family, they're gonna think it's their fault.
yeah.
They're the reason mom and dad separated. It's their fault. And then what make it worse is sometimes that child is forced to take sides. He's forced to take mom's side or take dad's side, and that caused a huge internal conflict within the mind of that child. For because he feel like he got to love mom more or love dad more than he love his mom, and that caused all kind of conflict within the heart of that in the mind of that child.
Hmm.
That person is saying, and as that conflict can come out in fights, being angry all the time. Depression, guilt. There are so many ways this stuff manifests outwardly, through that child.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And what do you recommend from your experience is the best way to, combat that? What do you recommend?
Good question, man. Number one, don't put the child in a position to choose sides or take sides. When I was growing up, of course, like I said earlier, my mom and dad, they divorced, but my mom, she never said nothing negative about my father around us. Now she probably took car rides and called him all kind of names, but
Yeah.
but around us, but around us, it was always that's your daddy, that's your daddy, that's your daddy. No, she never said anything bad about him. Never, not once, not once. So there's one way that you can do it. Parents, they gotta train themselves to never say anything negative about their spouse, no matter how hard it's been, because you're gonna put that child in a position to take sides, and you don't want that. Now, you know, and even times when my dad didn't come, she was still say, "Well, just gonna call him, anyway. Just call him again, just call him again," and because she didn't want us to because she didn't want us to take sides. So this one,
Absolutely. Can you see that question there, Clayton? That's from my wonderful mother, who's been one of our biggest supporters here with the show. And she says, and women need to stop doing things to keep fathers from being with their children because of their feelings.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. Yep.
Now, there,
Absolutely.
no, that's true. I agree with that. But there were situations where the child, I'm sorry, where the father he did present a threat. So those kind of situations where the dad may be dangerous or maybe alcoholic or on drugs.
Hmm.
You want to make sure that the child is going to a safe environment. But if the environment's safe, the only thing that you don't like is the dad. He broke up with you, married again. That should be a reason to keep the child from his father. And I done seen so many cases, Doc, where with a parent, with a mom, uh, told the child so many stories, about the dad. He's sorry, he this, he left you, he didn't love us. But when a child got grown and went to speak and talk to his dad about it, he saw the dad's side, and all the resentment that he had for his father, it flipped and turned to the mom, you know. So
Mm.
man, I'm telling you, dog, I've seen a lot of that. So just be honest with them, to the best not the best your ability, but just be honest with them, and just make sure that to make sure you're fostering a loving and caring environment for your child, and about above all things, make sure that the child is in a position to see his dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, and I had a question right on the top of my head, man. But I'm trying to kind of monitor so many things here. Um, what are your thoughts with you being in this field and being in counseling? How do you get people, especially in the minority community and African Americans, to really see the value? Because a lot of people, I've said before, in the Bible Belt, they say, "Oh, well, Jesus is going to heal it, or God will work it out." And it's kind of like, well, but yeah, he can, but he gives us gifts and talents as well. And we have people like yourself who are licensed and have gone to school and graduate school that are experts in this area in marital and family counseling and all of that. But so many people in our community, they say, well, I don't need that. That's for crazy people, or having a therapist.
Right.
Health is for crazy people. How do we change that stigma?
One word: education.
Mhm.
Educate, educate, educate. You know, And true enough, I think when I was being raised, man, going through mental health, the people called you crazy. Like,
Right.
oh, him going to mental health, he crazy. But but nowadays the stigma is being slowly removed, and people are going to get help more. The professional help more now, uh, and they can get help from. You know what? I believe that a person can get help from a doctor, a psychiatrist.
Hmm.
They can get help from a pastor, or even a friend. And yeah, you know what? So the help doesn't just have to come from a professional. There is a holistic approach that anybody can tie to a friend, mom, dad. But the key thing is just talk about your problems. Don't keep it inside. Don't be the one that's in the room all the time, lights off in the bed, moping and thinking about, oh, woe with me.
Hmm.
The devil got you right where he wants you. Talk to
Right
yourself
away.
in the island, in the dark, moping and crying, thinking about what life could have been. You don't want that. God didn't didn't make you to be that way. You know, uh, but sadly, so many people fall for that trap. And just last night I was thinking, like, man, the devil is so powerful. He was able to convince 1/3 of the angels to rebel against God.
1/3.
1/3.
That's something.
Now, these angels actually seen God in all His glory. They saw that, but the devil was still able to convince them that no, and follow me. So we as humans, we got to come. We had the same battle going on right now, in our minds, and I kind of feel sad when I see Christians, falling for that trap, and believing the lies of the devil, and falling for it and falling into depression.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We've got a question comment here from Bianca.
Good question too. I see that.
We appreciate. Can you read that there? We appreciate you joining. therapy and counseling is often frowned upon in the Black community, and it's looked at as I have a problem or something is wrong with me. And how would this look to other people? We desperately need that in this day and time more than ever. Investing in your mental health will break a lot of the statistics and generational curses.
I agree 100%. And again, and I agree, and again, going to get help doesn't just have to come from a counselor. You go to the church, you can read the word, you can talk to a friend, but, we have problems. I got problems. I'm not perfect. And if need to, I will go to a counselor. I seek help. But right now, I get most of my help from my wife or, just talking to people. And luckily, they don't come with a bill.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, don't come with a bill. I do want to say here in the state of Mississippi, we do have I think 988, I believe, the mental health hotline. So and it's free. So if you have any kind of problem or you are you or if you're suicidal, please feel free to call. I think 988. That's the mental health hotline here in Mississippi, and you'll get the help that you need.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate that, man. Glad you gave us that information on the hotline because that's something that's
Mhm.
really, really necessary, needed right here at home. And Bianca, thank you for that, for such a comment as that, because I think that's very appropriate for what we're discussing. Tyler, you still on there?
No, he's gone. I don't see him on a bar down here. I think he's gone.
Okay, I see him. I still see his the
Yeah.
square. um,
They had a real hard time trying to log in too for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Usually the link from the same way you guys, so I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But I just maybe let's see if we'll hold it a little, or we can go over 8 just a little. I know we started probably about 13, 14 minutes late.
Yep.
I definitely wanted to hold it to see if we could still get Amos Brazan on here, man. I know
Mhm.
I've had a couple of messages or even text messages saying they hey, is he still coming on? Or we want him to do one of those funny dances and all that kind of stuff. But, I don't know if you've heard back from him, and I sent the link again and reached out and just let him know we were going to hold the program over for him. So to see if he might be able to still join. He said he did get the invite link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got it.
Well, hopefully we'll see if he can still join us. If you don't mind staying maybe another 10, 12 minutes
No,
over.
I don't mind.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll pause for the cause. Again, we want you to know that this is Telehealth Tuesday. We are here, God willing, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure and edification. Tonight, we are joined by Dr. Clayton Barksdale, who's an educator, director. Uh, he's a playwright. He's got a brand new play out that we don't want to spoil it too much, but he's also got a book. He's sold over 1,000 copies, and I'll let him. Looks like we've got somebody. Is this Amos here? Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Is that him right there? Is that the man, the myth, the legend?
Yes, sir. It's me. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can we see if we can see? I don't know if you're in a.
Oh, yeah, I'm driving. I'm on the way to Norfolk, Virginia. I got a
Okay.
show tonight.
Okay, awesome, man. Well, look, we appreciate you joining us, man. I'm just glad you were able to join us. Welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Mr. Amos Brazan, aka Famous Amos So Funny. Let's go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're on the way to Virginia.
Yes, sir. Norfolk.
Let me pause for the calls real quick and let everyone know that you're on. I had some folks were texting me. They said, "Hey, is he gonna do those dance?" I said, "No, he's not gonna do any dancing, man." But tell us real quick while I'm putting this on here. So Amos, tell us, man. We all have seen you all over in either podcasts, movies, all the different things you're doing. Would you mind just telling the folks who may not know who Amos Brazon is. It Brazon?
Brazen.
Oh, Brazen, excuse me, Mr. Amos Brazen. If you're not familiar with him, you might be under a rock somewhere. But would you mind just letting our listeners know just who you are, man, what you're doing, what you're working on, working with, and what motivated you to do those videos that I love so much?
Sure. So I'm Amos Brazen from Memphis, Tennessee. Um, second home, in Mississippi, Mississippi. Comedian, actor, mentor, motivational speaker. I do it all. So I started with the comedy thing. I want to say, in the classroom, like mostly comedians do. Being class clown, and it grew to a real passion. So I was in the drama club in high school, drama club president, my junior, senior year. I participated in all the talent shows, I was the child that, the parents called to the living room to come make all their friends, So I just started, from that point and just, kind of like escalated as the, time progressed, with opportunity being presented my way.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to college, that's when I really started taking it serious. It was before social media. Like this was when everybody only had a MySpace at the time. So I didn't know too
MySpace.
much about social media at
MySpace.
the time. So I used to do the
Yeah,
talent
no.
shows. Yeah, MySpace classic, man. And Black Planet as well.
Oh my God.
So
Oh man.
I was just doing it in talent shows, hosting concerts, whatever I could do to touch the mic, to tell my jokes. That's what I did.
Man, and so did you get picked up by like a station or like a TV station or big company that like really just put you on from there? Or?
Oh no, because at that time, this is in the early 2000s, like it was real hard to make it on the radio and TV at that time because social media wasn't a thing. So
Right.
people really didn't see you unless you traveled and got in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And social media came about in like maybe 2003, 2004 when YouTube started. People still didn't understand the power of it.
Who did that?
And Facebook at the time, you had to be in college to even have a Facebook.
That's right.
So we
That's
were to make, social media come. We were still focused on stand up and only stand up.
Yeah.
So
right.
the grind.
You know what? He right, man, because the share button, it was invented, I think about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The share button, it wasn't really popular on Facebook until a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. It was
Um,
to go
I
viral back
think the
then.
first platform that blew up when like the I guess the whole viral trend started was back in the day when World Star first started. That
Mm-hmm.
when people really started catching on to like, yeah, this is what viral is. You make it a world star, you done made it. You
Right.
know. Then they started the vines with the 6 second videos,
Yeah.
which that was extremely. You had to be somebody who really can put your punchlines out there very fast to create a skit in
Oh,
six
yeah.
seconds. Yeah.
That's right.
That's great. So Amos, man, I know, like I say, you're driving, man. We're not gonna take too much time, and I know we've been on. We got started a little bit late. Do you have at least about 10, 11 more minutes to hang on with us, man, to take a couple of questions here? I don't know if you can. Amos, are you still there?
He said he probably lost the signal. He said he's driving. I see his screen start moving.
Yeah, I think my camera. Can you hear us still, Amos? Sure will. Okay. Okay. There you go. There. Can you still hear us, Amos? Can you?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
I got
mind hanging on with us? Well, I'm good with keeping our show
Yes,
till
sir. Yes, sir.
8:15. About another 10 minutes. Are you good?
Yeah, yeah. No, we good. We good.
Okay. Man, well, I'm just going to ask you. I had a whole nother, and Clayton knows I had sent him the questions. I had all these other things about serious topics, but man, I'm just personal question, man, because I'm a big fan of of all those skits and a couple people who know me personally, man. Man, that stuff is hilarious, brother. You put on those suits and you come out of the coffin and man, where did you come up with that stuff, man? I mean, what motivated you to do this?
Man, to be honest, my mind, I don't know what be going on in my head, man. Like I see something and it'll spark a whole crazy idea. So I just use the casket for an example. I was at my cousin funeral and somebody's car got repoed.
At the
And I
funeral?
was like,
At the funeral.
it would be very funny, you know what I'm saying, the funeral. And I say it'd be real funny if somebody get repoed while they inside the casket. That'd be real funny. And that where that video came from.
Man,
Yeah.
that's crazy, man. So do you come up with all
And
the
it put you in a mindset. Yeah, like I come up with the idea, I pitch it to my team, and we all, you know what I'm saying, add the final touch to it. Like my hype man, my manager, my team, like, yeah, bro, because I'm gonna call them with the idea first, and it is gonna turn into something crazy. Yep.
man? Yeah, because man, you've got some videos on there, and if y'all are not familiar with this gentleman, but before we end, I want to get a couple of questions with Clayton Barksdale because I know you're in his play, and we want to touch on that. But if you all are not familiar with
For sure.
famous Amos, man, look, this brother's gonna put on a metallic onesie suit, sliding up under 18-wheelers and police cars and jumping, and he's marching he's with marching band. Um, I don't even know where to begin, man. But look, I'm happy for everything you're doing, brother, and all your success, man. And it's a big, even through when we,
Appreciate it.
yeah, man, we go through things personally. It's been uplifting for me, definitely.
Right.
So, and how'd you get hooked up with Clayton
Yes,
Barksdale?
sir.
How'd that happen?
Man, and to be funny, maybe not to be funny, but it was so crazy. I have seen some of Clayton work before. And when he reached out to me, I already knew who he was. I don't know if he knew that or not. But I said, oh, most definitely, because I'm a positive person. And,
Yeah.
Anyone who's trying to connect with the youth and try to connect with the community, oh, yeah,
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
yeah, me twice.
It was no pause. Yeah, I got you. I mean, it was no pause. Yeah, I mean, it was like, yes, I got you. And what happened was I actually saw his skit, man. He
Yes,
was just
sir.
like a granddaddy, like a granddad, And my play called for a granddaddy.
Yeah.
I said, I wonder how would this work if I put this character in the stage
Yeah.
play. And I called him, asked him to play grandpa. He said, yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it was so easy. He ain't asked for the play, for the script, anything. Bro, I got you. We made the deal and we took our business
Yeah.
and that was that. So he is a really positive guy, man. Even when I talk to superintendents and principals about the play, I say, Amy's in it. Oh, he really? Amy's in it? And I mean, already we're gonna come. So he got good name recognition, man. And
Yes, sir.
and it's my job, man. If I see people doing things, it's my job to put people, to shine a spotlight on them. So whatever, I'm in, it's my job, man, to shine a spotlight on Amos, man, and it's my job going forward. How can how can I get the stage bigger for him?
Appreciate it.
That's my job.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, man.
And
Oh yeah.
you mentioned Amos going to college. Where'd you go to college, man? And then where are you currently living now?
So I went to Mississippi Valley State University, graduated from there. I was the drum major of the band, percussion
Oh,
section leader. Man, I participated in everything, man.
oh,
I actually stayed in school a long time. But that was Mississippi is what built my brand though. That's why I give so much back to the state.
just why you okay? And are you still based out of Mississippi, or I know you or Memphis? Where are you now?
So I moved back home to Memphis.
Memphis.
My sister ended up passing from cancer, and my
Sorry.
mama had a stroke. And yeah, man, I had went through a little depression or whatever, and I was gonna address that when you just spoke about, people going through certain things. A lot of people didn't even know I was going through this stuff, because I do a good job of masking it. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, my sister had passed from cancer and her husband died 2 weeks right after she died
Oh my. What?
from a broken heart.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yes.
Sorry to hear that, brother. How
Yeah.
old were they?
My sister was 34 at the time and he was 39.
30.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah,
And then
she died from ovarian cancer.
ovarian cancer? Man, we'll
Yes,
have
sir.
you know what, Amos, man, look, I know, like I said, I know you're a busy guy, man, but I really would like to talk some things through with you. And like you talked about your mom, maybe one day offline, man, I'd like to talk with you, especially
Yes, sir.
if you ever have any health questions, man. Of course, we're here for you, man. And if you wanted to run over some things, anything dealing with health, man, I'd love to. But I pick your brain about that, and you might want to pick my brain, So love to do that because my specialty is family medicine, but I did hospital medicine for the last 8-9 years with a particular hospital system here in Mississippi, and so we took
Okay.
a lot of people with either cancer, stroke, heart attack, COVID, all that stuff. So maybe we talk offline.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
got you. 100%.
yeah, Bianca says, just I'm such a huge fan of yours, and so proud of how far you've come. Are there any more line dance videos in the works?
Oh man, so what's so crazy about that? I really, I was really, burnt out with the line dance stuff for a minute. But it's kind of hard to get away from it, by being around Mississippi. You
Uh-huh.
just have to do it. So my recent video had the what the song is, clap the fan what's the song?
Boots on the
Boots on the
ground.
ground.
Yeah.
Boots on the yeah.
Yeah, I did a boots on the ground, but I definitely got a video on dropping next week. Yeah, it's gonna be very hilarious with a line dance and
You Now in terms of people, man, that you work with, I know you've done work with Boosie and who's I don't know if
uh-huh.
you have mentioned any folks you worked with, or either that or your famous people. I mean, your favorite folks that you've worked with and done videos with.
Man, a lot of people. I done work with the Migos. I done work with ASAP Rocky, Jay Z.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, I'm actually in the official 444 video. In his latest video he dropped on his last album.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I work with the NFL, NBA, man, BET Awards. Man, it's a lot, man. I like to look at that list and just
Is there anyone that truly stands out, like the top of your mind right now, saying, "Man, I really, really got a blessing from working with this artist or this"? Is there anything that stands out?
I would say during the BET Awards, they gave me my own show in 2018, 19. Then when COVID hit, We had to counsel it.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
No,
Wow.
they gave my own. It was based around Black college's homecoming. It was called BET Tailgate Turn Up.
Wow. Man. Um, and also wanted to so the plays. So Clayton, you got we got Tyler Hobson, who's director.
No,
Uh,
he's the actor.
hmm?
He's playing middle school chance.
Oh, he's also that's so
Yeah,
he's
middle chance. Yes,
Yeah.
but
okay.
he's an
And
actor.
okay. I think I must have got some things crossed up there or something.
Yeah. Randy Farino, he's the director. He's
Randy.
yeah, yeah. He's playing grown chance. The stage play is going to be June 12th and 13th at Hines County Community College. We have two showings
Yeah.
on each day, 10 and 6. Famous he's going to be at the Thursday showing. Those 2 days. I'm sorry, those 2 times on Thursday, not Friday. So I'll make sure that's clear.
Hmm.
He's going to be Thursday only.
That's June 12th, the
Yep,
third.
yep, June 12th. Yes, sir. June 12th.
And then what are those
Right.
times?
Right. Joe 20. Yeah.
10 and 6. 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. at Hines County, the Raymond campus.
Yeah. I know exactly what you had.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys, are you all doing any? Are you doing it like Essence or like some of those big festivals where you're gonna do artist meet and greet and all that stuff? If people want to do that afterwards and they want to
Oh
meet
yeah.
you,
I'm actually doing that tonight.
Nice. Okay. Yes, sir. If we can, that'd be perfect.
we got a question, Amos.
Yeah. I
How
definitely could do that.
okay, awesome. To say, Amos, how did you meet DJ iPod? I don't know if can you hear us still?
So I know what the
Okay. We had a quick question. Amos just said, "How did you meet DJ iPod?" I think you might be okay. Can you hear us still?
What's the hotel address?
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Okay, yeah, we're still here. I think it might be going. Can you still hear us? I think you might be kind of fading out there. The question was,
Like,
Amos.
can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, we're right here.
Like, yeah. Then what was the question? I'm sorry. I went to a bad spot.
Oh yeah, no problem. I know you're driving, man. We like I said, we're gonna get off here, man, in a few minutes, a couple of minutes, literally. Amos, how did you meet DJ iPod?
Hey, I mean, who again?
DJ iPod.
Oh, iPod. But so me and iPod met at Michigan Valley. I was already in Valley. He had just graduated from Kahoma Community College and transferred to Valley. I want to say it was like 2008 or 2009.
Mm-hmm.
But he was DJing under the pavilion. This little thing we have in Valley. He was DJing with an iPod, and I found that very, intriguing. Like this man rocking his party with a real iPod that had about a good 32 songs on it. And we clicked from that night. And we just, been building a brotherhood ever since then. And to this day, we've been rocking.
You said so. He did the party with only the iPod. Is that what you said there?
Yeah, he only had in one speaker with 32 songs. playing them over and over. But he had
Wow.
it turned though.
It was turned up. You know, that man. That's amazing. I know that. I know that our time is pretty well spent, man. Man, Amos, I really appreciate it. Please, would you, if you can still hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, I was saying, man, we really appreciate you getting on. I know you're driving,
Can
so
y'all
I'm
hear me
not.
now?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, I was saying we really appreciate you coming on, and I don't want to hold you too long. I know you're driving. Do you mind just telling the audience?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he was earphone for GPS.
yeah, we're still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can you still hear me?
No.
Yeah, I think it's kind of going back out. Can you hear me still?
Jesus.
Well, yeah, Clayton. I was going to try to get him to let us know where he's going to be
No.
next, and yeah, just so so we can let the audience know where he's going to be and how they can follow him and all that good stuff. But I think
He's offline now.
yeah, things offline. Well, I'm gonna let you tell us. So, all right, we got Dr. Clayton Barksdale, man. Tell us one more time the name of the play, which is the same name as your book.
Yeah.
Those dates one more time, if you don't mind, where they can find you, what you're doing in the community, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so again, the name of the children's book is called
Yeah.
Mom Words Dad. The
Okay.
stage play, had the same name, and it's going to be held at Hines County. I'm sorry, Hines County Community College, ACC, on June 12th and 13th, at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. So please come out support. Tickets are $15, so please come out. All funds will go to researching or helping fatherless students and children. So please come out and support our nonprofit efforts to give back to the community. And I promise, if you come to the play, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we okay, there we go. Amos, can you hear me still?
At Hines County, I'm sorry, at Hines Community
Yes, sir. Yes,
College.
sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I was saying, man, we really appreciate everyone being on. And Amos, I know you're a busy guy and driving. Would you mind just letting everybody know where they can find you, man? If follow you at this place, where you'll be, what you're doing, all that good stuff, man, and anything you want the audience to know about you.
Okay, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at famous Amos underscore so funny. My Facebook is famous Amos. This for both my pages, my page and personal page. And Snapchat. Let me see what else I have. Oh, TikTok. Famous Amos funny. One word.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Y'all can follow me. You can keep up with what I do, what I'm doing, what I have coming up, and ask me any question you feel free to ask. I'm an open book.
Awesome. Well, and again, man, condolences to your family with what happened with your sister and her husband, and man, those are just certain things. Before we go,
Appreciate that.
yeah, man, that's just so I'm passionate about that because with primary care, that's the entire reason we started this show because we wanted to folks that don't either have they can't afford to see the doctor, or they don't have insurance, or whatever it is. There are so many diseases and things out there, and cancer, whether it's even something as simple as high blood pressure, diabetes, or people that are having, like, unfortunately, your mom suffered a stroke. These are so many things that with good primary care and access to health care and just better education that can be prevented. Colon cancer, making sure you're getting screened at 45 and up, or depending on how old your first degree family member.
Right.
Yeah, breast cancer, getting your mammogram, pap smears, so you can avoid cervical cancer or know about it in time to do something about it. All those things are either preventable or they are treatable. Prostate cancer, men get in the PSA level. You don't even have to necessarily do the digital rectal exam. And so the reason why I wanted to bring you guys on, I know Clayton Barksdale is doing amazing things in the community. Amos, you're doing amazing things, and y'all are working together. And we had Tyler Hobson on there. We had Randy, who unfortunately couldn't make it. And we really salute you guys, man. And just wanted to have all these things relate back to health, because while you guys, this is entertainment and comedy is a medicine, laughter is a medicine. All of that stuff, when people are happy, when they're laughing,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it truly affects your health. So again, just want to say thank you to you all for being on tonight and what you're doing in the community, man.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Mike, for having us, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. And I sent
Yes,
you,
sir.
Amos, I sent you a message or text message, man. So, if you need anything, if you ever want to discuss those things and health issues and all that, man, feel free. But I'd love to get another program, get you guys back on, and famous when you're not literally driving, and so we can put you on camera, and man, we can have another.
Yeah, I definitely would love to get back on. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
definitely love to get back on when I'm not driving, so I can really, be open and be myself.
yeah, absolutely. Well, again, and we appreciate you, man, taking out the time. So, I don't know if you all want to add anything. Do either one of y'all have anything else to add before we cut out of here?
Just one last thing. Miss Andrews wants to know which location. This is going to be at the Raymond campus, Miss Andrews, the Raymond campus. That's what the play is.
Oh, okay, yes, okay, I see that.
Yeah. Okay, but that's it for me, Mike.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Amos, man, drive safe, man.
Yeah.
Will do, bro.
All right, brother. All right,
Thank
man.
y'all so much.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you.
y'all so much, man. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll end it there. I know we've gone over time, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Telehealth Tuesday. I want to thank our amazing guest, Dr. Clayton Barksdale, Mr. Famous Amos himself, Mr. Tyler Hobson, and then Randy couldn't be on with us, but you can see all these guys June 12th and 13th at Hines Community College. On the 12th, on the Thursday, that's the show that Amos is going to be on. And we love the fantastic audience support that we've had each and every week. Next week, we'll have amazing guests, as we always do every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So with that said, we hope you'll join us, and make sure to bring a friend. And if there's anything that you want us to talk about, any guests you want us to have on, we'd be glad to feature them. So we'll see you next Tuesday, God willing. And remember, this is the place where we treat and discuss mind, body, and soul. True wealth begins with good health. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir.